You're floating anyway. Just float over
move
there.
away.
Yeah.
Anyway, something that did float away was half the competitors at the Dunhill Links Championship taking place at 3 courses. So if you're not familiar with the Dunhill, it's an event on the DP World Tour European Tour, and it's over 3 courses. So it's the Old Course at St Andrews, it's Kings Barnes, and Carnoustie. So you normally, the competitors would play Carnoustie, Kings Barnes, Old Course, and then the final round they would play the Old Course again. However, this year there was a big storm coming through and it was horrendous weather, and they only managed to play 54 holes. Bob McIntyre, first Scottish winner of the Dunhill in about 2 decades.
Yes, since Colin Montgomery.
Nice. And they've just come back from the Ryder Cup as well, so carrying on.
How about that, by the way?
It was like this. Oh my god,
that was more impressive.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if there was a guy to play in those conditions and win, it's going to be Bobby. And Till Hart finished second, by the way. He's won 3 times.
He loves that event. Yeah.
I, honestly, when I think about that event, all I think about is Till Hatton. And now Bob Mack.
Absolutely. And the course, I mean, the Sunday was obviously a little bit more mellow, should we say, weather-wise. But it blew on those first 2 days to the point where the Saturday got completely blew.
I saw a lot of. There was people who were like preparing to play golf, and then a lot of like sideways umbrellas, and I was like, this is terrible. You can't play golf in this weather.
I mean, links courses are built and they are, based around areas which are used to really windy weather, and normally it takes a lot to call off an event. But I think the problem with Saturday wasn't just that the balls were moving on the green, that it was windy. I think it got to the point where this kind of might be a bit dangerous for people to watch. So that's why.
Yeah, they were like squeegeeing off link screens, which tells you something. It was just very.
It's health and safety gone mad.
Yeah,
like, they should have carried on playing.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Come on.
The fair weather golfer me was like, get them off.
I
ain't playing in that.
So here's a question then. Is it ever okay to walk in because of bad weather? You've gone to a golf course. At your home course, it's probably a little bit different because, you can go out there and play it whenever you want if you're a member. But is it ever okay to be like, oh, God, this weather's bad, and sack it off?
Yeah.
Of
course it is.
Of course it's not.
Of course
it definitely is.
It definitely is, yeah. Like, what's the point in actually going out and torturing yourself? Yeah. Like, golfers in general are pretty sick people. Like, you've got to love a certain amount of self-flagellation if you want to play golf, because it's a painful sport to play 98% of the time. But there's no need to add to that. Like, the only question, I suppose, is if you pay like a big green fee.
Yeah, that was what,
And if you're going to go out somewhere, you're going to play like St Andrews, for example, or Pebble Beach is always the classic example.
Yeah.
Where the weather can turn really dodgy. Like, would you still go and would you still play if it's like 50 mile an hour winds? If it gets to the point where you're in the pro shop and they say, listen,
just to let you know.
Just to let you know, the course, because they do this. Have you noticed this?
Yeah.
So really, really top-end courses, even the ones that are, customer service based, that, provide this big experience. If they've got a packed tee sheet, like, they do not want to say to people, you can't go out, because then you'd have to refund the green fee or find them an alternative time, which would just completely massacre the tee sheet. So what they would say is, we cannot tell you what to do. However, if you don't play, we're going to say you just cancel your tee time.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say the same thing, but I was going to say we had the same situation last year, but not at quite the same severity as playing like St Andrews or Carnoustie. Because where was that? It was like North Manchester Golf Club or something. And it was monsoon the night before, the day of, and we all messaged each other and texting like, we're never playing. Like, they've got a ring. Like, we're looking on the website, like, the course is shut. Nope. Ringing up, no one was picking up. It was like, well, we pay like £15 on Play Now or some Golf Now, whatever. It's like, well, I don't want to lose my £15, so here we go. And we got there, and I remember we were stumbling and falling around on the first hole. There was water everywhere, and I think we got 3-4 holes in, walked in, went straight into the pro shop, and was like, why you let people out there as a disgrace? Give us our money back there. And then they gave us another tee time.
I'll chuck in the videos of the greens, because I've still got them. It was not only were the greens
underwater.
The greens were waterlogged, and it was still lashing it down. So you're like, there's no way that this, like, in the next hour is going to stop and be playable. So, if you have committed your money, you don't want to walk in because you're like, but it feels like a waste. But for those big courses, they just won't shut the course, because then they're like, well, you chose not to play, and you don't get your 500 quid back.
Some courses obviously have different like discrepancies on what they think is worthy of shutting or not. Like, I'm a member at Ringway, and I find that Ringway is quite quick.
Oh, you remember?
If Jacob doesn't mention it, Jacob's a member at Ringway.
And they shut. They
Do you want me to cut that out?
I don't really care. They shut it quite quickly. Like they are quite keen to, because they don't want people like ripping it up.
Yeah.
I don't know what other courses are like.
Well,
but
Withington is quite easy. If the Mersey floods, it's all gone.
If there's a boat on the golf course,
then it's
Exactly.
shut.
Yeah, if there's a car on the course.
The worst sign.
Northington. Do you remember
Yeah, there was a
Northington?
car
Yeah.
on the fairway in Northington. The worst sign on the first at Withington is that there's you go down a like steep hill to the yellow tees to play the first par 3 uphill, and behind you on the left is a like ruler which is like 10 feet tall, and you're like, oh, that's weird. And then you realize that ruler is for the water level, and that it has been above the height of that ruler sometimes over the course of Christmas last year. And the course was so far underwater that 10-meter ruler was like really struggling.
It can get deep. I mean, I think because even like in the States last time we were there, something which became apparent, like they don't even shoot off a warning honk or whatever you call it. What do you call it? Air horn. If it's lightning.
Yeah.
Like that's still your choice.
Wow.
Yeah. So everything is your choice.
Are they not liable for your death if they don't warn you about impending lightning?
No, I think there's almost, I don't know if this is the case, but if you pay for a green fee, you're accepting that a golf course has inherent risks, and one of them is other players,
Being
flying
hit by
golf
lightning.
balls, lightning, crocodiles, all everything. So I don't know. I don't really. I don't know if there's a course. And bear in mind, I'm saying this from the perspective that we get to go to some amazing places. I don't really think there's a course that I would stay out in that weather.
No.
You've got like the ones where you'll never maybe get to play twice. So Augusta, for example, but even then, I think something in me said this is just stupid. Like, just go in.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I think that's the only thing to me is to say if you're out on a course which you've played big bucks for, big money, and it's your one day and you're already kicking yourself because you booked it on. You might have booked it 4 months ago, but the one day you finally booked it is hammering it down. That's the only time I think I'm gonna grit my teeth. But like I say, at that point, even for me, the score, the ability to play good golf, like all of that just falls to the wayside.
Yeah, that's out the window.
The expectations are just completely gone.
Yeah,
You can't expect anything from that, unless you're Bob McIntyre, and then you just go with the Dunhill.
Well, this is the only difference is if it's a comp.
Yeah.
Like some of the worst weather I've played in is because of comps. Like if I'm just going out for a social 9 holes, it's blowing 40 and it's monsoon weather.
Yeah,
chances are I'm probably going to go in.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's a comp and they're not calling it off, I'm like, well, damn, gotta
grind
stay
out.
grit my
Have you
teeth.
had any like that?
I mean, the one that springs to mind straight away was the Hagen 54.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Which was
That should have been a walk-in.
any other day, any other time, any other experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you did have one called off, didn't you, last year? Sandmore.
Sandmore, yeah.
But that was also pretty bad, right?
Yeah, it was just like, it was
And
flooded.
that was a comp.
But that was the most annoying thing.
Because you were really...
Playing well.
I was like, what was that? I can't remember what it was, but it was like 6 under through 5 holes. Or something.
Yeah.
Not quite, but I was very much under par, and I was like playing great, putting great. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like we're going to go low, and then we got to the 9th, and and the 9th is the furthest point away from the course, the clubhouse. Like you can't get any further away.
Yeah.
And it started raining, greens got flooded, and I was like, oh, this is so annoying. They checked the weather, and when you got the satellite kind of, what do you call it?
Flyover.
Radar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When you got the radar coming in, and there was just this mass
Solid.
of like red, and I'm like, oh, and then it's like updating, it's like coming straight towards us. Like, well, maybe if it passes, and then like put it to the 12-hour forecast, it just carries on. And like, there's no way, there's no chance in hell we're gonna.
You're like, lads, can we speed this up?
Yeah, it's like this is it. We're calling off. Let's just go in. But then we had to wait until the PJ said, actually, no. Like, no, there was an arc coming through the course right now. That's probably the time to stop.